Hey guys, Spirit of the Law here. Some of you know I like watching AI games, and it seems like lots of you guys do too, so I thought I'd do another. This time, instead of having the really old 1999 Conquerors AIs gang up against the brand new Definitive Edition one, I thought I'd try the newest AI against the 2013 one in the HD edition. They actually feel pretty comparable in strength to me, though the current AI received a few recent updates fixing some of its odd behaviors, like losing its scout too early, and now has a bit less focus on buildings if there are enemy units around, which sound like good changes to me. With equal numbers, the 2020 Definitive Edition AI should win consistently, but I'm curious to see if it can take on the 2013 version in a 3 vs 4. Now, that's harder than it sounds, since it means on one side of the map you'll likely have a 2 vs 1 situation, which I'm not sure the new AI can handle, but maybe with some teamwork it can do it. We'll have to give it a try. I'll quickly show you the settings that I'll be using. Basically, everything's standard and civilizations are random. The only thing I'm going to change in this one is I'm bumping up the population limit by an extra 50 above the default. I didn't want to do that in previous videos with the CD version AI, since that wasn't an option back in the day and I don't think it understands over 200 population games. But both of these AIs should know how to make use of that. Hopefully, it gives us some epic late game battles. To be honest, I have no idea how balanced this is going to be, so we'll have to check it out. Starting things off, we have in the blue one of the new AIs playing as the Khmer. A little bit unfortunate role there, since Khmer are generally considered to be the worst, or at least one of the worst civilizations on Arabia, which is what this map is, though that is mostly for 1 vs 1 stats, and just basically they don't do well when they're really close to the opponent and they have to rush them, which is what we have in this case. A bit unlucky in that respect, but if they can make it to the late game, they have some pretty nice scorpions and elephants that they can make, so not the end of the world. And in the back, another one of the new AIs is playing as the Cumans. Now, they can make knights, that's typically what you would do. Being so far away from the opponents, you have a chance to fast castle. Although Cumans are interesting because they can make a second town center in Feudal Age. And we can see that blue is going to be rushing with ranged units, so archers and skirmishers, which isn't a bad call in this situation. For the red player, I kind of want to keep an eye on if they're making the second town center in Feudal or if they're just going to go straight to Castle Age. Could go for either. And on the other side, in the green, we have the Incas. Very good civilization, very flexible, and actually a pretty good choice to have on the flank like this. Lots of different ways that they can rush and some strong early bonuses. Jumping now to the older 2013 AI. The first one here is the Saracens, who are sort of interesting these days because they've had their archer attack bonus against buildings kind of updated and tweaked a little bit. And aside from just meme strategies though, we probably won't see that impact the game too much, I can't think. They're pretty similar to the Khmer in that they don't have a Dark Age bonus, but as the game progresses, they do have some quite powerful units, like Siege Onager and Elite Mameluke. You can see quite a lot of food in the Rhinoceros here if you can lure it. And you can see sort of the weird way that they lure with 2 different villagers there. One of the more impressive things the AI can do, actually, and it can even garrison the villager if it's low enough on health. And next up, in the teal, well, that was a little closer it looked like, but managing to get that down, nice job, is the Bulgarians, so one of the new civilizations. I'm a little curious how it plays them since the civilization didn't exist in HD, so I can't imagine it has actual strategies programmed for it. And I'm a little curious what it's going to do then. So I'm not sure if it's just going to play it like a generic civilization or if it's going to actually know to make the unique units and stuff. I don't think it'll know to make the Cray posts. That's the only thing I would really not expect out of them. It'll certainly benefit from the town center bonus at least. And in the purple we had the Lithuanians, another one of the new civilizations, although one I think a little bit better suited to the AI, because Lithuanians I feel are pushed towards heavy cavalry like Paladin, and to fill that out with a lot of trash units. And I know the AI loves to make trash units, so I'm sure it'll do that. And pretty standard. Start here with 4 in the berries, this is all very normal stuff. Finally, in the orange, we have the Byzantines. Now, that's a good civilization to have on the flank here, especially because I'm expecting blue to be a better player than orange, and Byzantines are a very defensive civilization that make a lot of counter units. So that should actually work out pretty well for them. And overall, no real advantages here in terms of villagers. They're all making villagers constantly, so they should all be hitting 15 at about the same time here. Just going to speed up while we see what their strategies are going to be. Right now, they're basically just luring, and you can even see the new AI actually pushing the zebra. Now, that is one thing the HD AI will not be able to do. And really nice job there. Although maybe too many animals under the town center at once, they are rotting and losing a little bit of efficiency there. And let's see, did the red player push any? I don't see any push by the red player. And oh, this is interesting. So the Inca player is going for barracks. Okay. There is one military unit you can make in the Dark Age, and it's not particularly strong, but can be good if you want to distract your opponent and send in a few of them. The old AI is actually incapable of this strategy. Just another small little trick the new AI has up its sleeve. Yellow's actually a good target for this too, because as Saracens he's going to be a little bit slower in the Dark Age and advancing. It looks like blue is actually the first one to start heading up here to Feudal Age, and has already said that it's going for, well, it said ranged units, but probably mostly archers, I would think. Maybe a few skirmishers. I do have us here on green, so I'm a little curious to see if he talks to himself a little bit, but it seems like we're only getting blue here, talking at the moment. Throwing up the barracks. Interestingly enough, the Chimera actually don't have to do this, so I'm not sure the AI knows about that bonus, because Chimera can actually skip the barracks and jump straight into the archery range. Looks like pretty much all the AIs are now heading up to the Feudal Age. The only one that's not at the moment is Teal, which is back here and booming, and we would sort of expect that, so going up with 28 villagers finally now. Obviously, the advantage to going up later is that while you're advancing, you now have more villagers collecting. So you hit the next stage with more resources than you would have otherwise. And we see, that's interesting. Hang on, so red actually looks like it did push the zebra. And not making great use of them. I was going to say that, so the Cumans went up with, it looks like with 25 or 26 population, which is a little bit early. You need a pretty good build order and solid play in order to make that work. Seems like the older AI was doing the more standard 26 or 28 population advance. Though also it could just be that it had the extra food from the animals that it could go up faster. Okay, so back to blue. So blue is thinking about going archers. And let's switch. And they are in fact making archers, so sticking with the plan. And I think that's going to be effective here against the AI. They do need to hit them before about 14 minutes. That's when the HD AI tends to start getting military units out. And Incas are scouting out Saracens here, so we're getting yellow scouted out by green, but has elected not to make use of those two militia it made in Dark Age. Although having a little bit of extra gold it looks like, so I think they grabbed some gold here. Looks like blue's going to be the first one to do some aggression, managing to snag a couple of goats here. Nice job. And orange has some pretty exposed resources, so the gold up front and also the wood up front. So this is now, wow, a lot. Probably like 15 villagers there. They're all getting knocked off wood just from a couple of these archers. A little bit too late though, because we're noticing the HD AI does in fact have at least a couple units out to defend, and those are Byzantine skirmishers, so a little bit cheaper as well. And neither one really has the upgrades. I don't actually see any upgrades coming in quite yet. So that is one thing, as you're hitting them, it would be really nice to have the extra range on that. And wow, red already going Castle Age. Red's going to be first to Castle Age. Really good time. Look at this. This is the AI. It's going to be right around 17 minutes. As Cumans, of course, they could have made a second town center and stayed in Feudal Age for a bit, but in this case, I like them going straight for Castle Age better. Just a few knights would probably clean up everything we're going to see from orange for the next little bit. And in fact, the rush coming, the scout rush from the Saracens. I like it. And finally, the militia are going to get some use. Defensive tower going up. It looks like that was going up before the rush actually came in. Kind of a weird spot for a tower, actually. You'd think over here to guard the gold or something would be nice. Interesting to see that the HD AI is actually being more aggressive here than the new one. And I'd say Incas are the better rushing civilization here as well, so this is very interesting. I'm really curious to see what red does here, since this is a very solid feudal time, and could kind of go on either flank, and you could really justify either one. It's pretty obvious it's going to make knights, since we have the double stables, so hopefully it makes use of those. On the other side, we do have teal, and we have purple going up to Castle Age, though no real indication. I guess we're going skirmishers here. Lithuanians do have a bonus for those, but it'd be nice to see the pocket player going for knights in this case. And blue's just sort of pestering here. It looks like yellow's rush didn't really make it too far. The AI really has a hard time, both in the old one and new one, in just sustaining pressure in Feudal Age. It tends to attack in waves a lot or pull its units back. So that's going on. Oh, I thought this would be a knight. I guess not, just a scout. Oh, here are the knights. Okay, that's good. Knights out already by 18 minutes. That's solid from the AI. Red's having a really good game so far. Seems like it's going to be helping out blue here, pushing against orange. And I'm curious if blue asked it to do this. And I'm going to see if we get any talk here about what they want it to do. But yeah, we do have a couple. All of our pocket players are actually in Castle Age. So purple's in Castle Age and is now streaming units across the map. Just Feudal Age units for now, but maybe upgrade these to Elite Skirmisher or something. And no sign yet from what teal's going to do. So Monastery. Going for a second town center up front, trying to expand its economy. Doesn't seem like his flank's under a lot of pressure. And orange is in a lot of trouble here. I know Byzantines are a defensive civilization. They get a discount on some of these counter units. A little unfortunate they're not upgraded though. Yeah, so new AI being a little bit better about upgrades. And these knights are doing work. Just cleaning up 2 villagers, but managing to get all those villagers idled. That's awesome to see. And this is a little unfortunate. They lost the gold, so now they're having to grab gold from over here. And as the villagers walk over there, they'll just run straight into those knights. Meanwhile, more aggression coming out from these Saracens. And it seemed to be pretty evenly matched with the Incas here, although now we're getting units streamed in from the Bulgarians, so we're getting a 2 versus 1 situation over here. And purple's actually, we have just everybody's throwing units across the map at everybody else. So speed up slightly here. So we have blue and red attacking orange. Meanwhile, ooh, nice defensive tower. I like that. That's perfectly placed. And, oh, hang on. Now red's even sending knights. Man, red is just everywhere. So red is both pressuring orange here and coming over now attacking yellow. This is, if the new AIs had a chance, I knew it would have to be like this, where the pocket player would have to attack both, because you can't let one side get 2 versus 1 like that. Yeah, orange is sort of on lockdown here. If they just keep this pressure up, I think orange might be out of this game pretty quick. And you can see by the score, starting to lag behind here. Just so many villagers lost. And unable to get out of the Feudal Age. I think everybody else is either researching or is in Castle Age. Nice job on blue actually to castle by 23 minutes, while maintaining pressure basically continuously. I'm not sure why these knights are pulling back, because that's... Or I guess maybe coming back to help green a little bit. Nope, just going right through his town. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm not sure. So blue's pulled back here, that's a little weird. I do like the Siege Workshop though. Purple's being very aggressive, not really helping out the ally there. Red's also being aggressive, just AI's being very aggressive at the moment. Oh, this is a fantastic raid, especially if they come in and hit this wood line, because this is where all the villagers seem to be going. Oh, they're just running right by. No, no, stop, stop. There we go. Nice, that's actually a very effective raid there, although not really picking off very many villagers. Just look at the difference in what the pocket player is doing between red being on both sides, supporting with knights, and what purple and teal are doing, just streaming Feudal Age units across the map. It's not even about not playing the civilization strengths well, it's about just not playing the pocket player role very well. I mean, they don't seem completely confused, they are making units. Ugh, this hurts to look at. What's happening? Why are all the lumberjacks trapped? Come on. Sort it out. If this knight comes in and raids this, I think it's actually going to be a good thing for these villagers, because they're very inefficient right now. And seem to be bugging out a little bit. Anyway, so one thing I don't like here is they've eased up a little bit on orange. And in fact, everybody's kind of eased up except for red, who's now pulling back even now. We have purple streaming siege units and the odd monk. Yeah, I actually don't mind the monk. AI can be pretty deadly with monks. And I guess the battering ram is doing some work here. Meanwhile, red has pulled his cavalry back, and we're getting another sort of 2 versus 1 situation on green here. They haven't quite moved in enough, but we definitely are seeing a bit of a push there. Oh snap, we got this battering ram trying to sneak attack the town center. Now we do have 2 other town centers here. It has a lot of pierce armor, but I think blue's going to be able to take this down. Oh, that was sneaky though. Purples are being cheeky this game. Going straight for the town center and also sending a few monks here that might get some little sneaky conversions. And Saracen's making a big push here, coming in with knights, right? Yeah, unupgraded knights like that can't really hold up to town center fire. So probably shouldn't be fighting under the town center like that. Oh, but see, green's actually asking for help. How about that? Okay, I'm gonna slow down for a second, just figure out where everything is. So I don't know why they're not attacking. Yeah, nice try. Nice try. Blue with a very aggressive mining camp there on the gold. And orange actually has a lot of units here, so is pushing out. Should probably wait for Castle Age though. You can see it's just about there. And we'll get a bunch of upgrades, so shouldn't lose the army before that. Meanwhile, what's red doing? So red's sending this army here. Okay, so I feel like red and blue are paying a lot of attention here to orange. And I should think the greater threat is over here at yellow and teal. And teal's even starting to throw some siege in. It's not, yeah, I was gonna say it's just a matter of time till they make battering rams. And some crossbows with the extra attack against buildings coming in here. And this is a pretty serious threat. These knights, though, cleaning up these feudal units easily. Unfortunate that orange didn't go to Castle Age a little bit faster and upgrade some of those. Looks like orange is making some monks, though. So that's interesting. And green, again, asking for help. Yeah, green's having a hard time 2 versus 1 here. And now that siege is in, this could actually get pretty dangerous. So we'll see if red actually sends units over. So far, red and blue still seem mostly interested in fighting over here. And so meanwhile, they are 2 versus 2 over here, but now we're getting a 2 versus 1, and this tower's going to go down. And this town center could be next. And another sneaky battering ram going for a town center. So green could be in trouble here. In fact, you can tell by green's score, green's only higher than 2 of the HD AIs. It's definitely getting outboomed by these pocket players. And we're seeing more rams coming up. They don't seem to be interested in finishing off that town center. I love these houses out front that the AI does. Very orderly. I think blue missed his calling as a city planning AI. Though it seems he's pretty good at this RTS stuff too. And I'm getting a little nervous for this town center. We'll see. Let's speed it up. Okay, so we do have yeah, our first Imperial Age coming in. Oh, it looks like actually red is going to be first to Imperial Age. And that's going to be really nice with all these knights, so they can make that Cavalier. And in fact, humans get Paladins, so that would be very strong. And interesting, so blue's also going up to Imperial Age here. Blue and red are doing great. Green was sort of abandoned. Green did lose 1 town center, and with this many rams, and it's only really making skirmishers in defense, this other town center could go down. It does have another. So it had 3 town centers there at one point. I'm starting to feel pretty good about the new AIs on this side. And I'm finally making some scorpions and some battle elephants, although getting converted and then converted back. That elephant's getting religious whiplash. And honestly, green holding this off like a champ. I don't know how with skirmishers you're holding off against knights, battering rams, and skirmishers, but find a way to make it work, at least for the time being, and still asking for help. Which I think red is probably going to do now that this side seems to be under control. You know, the HDAI is getting a little bit too hung up on these buildings. It really needs to push, go for some more vital buildings here. Even taking out the market might make it harder for their team to trade. Do they have any other markets, I wonder? They've got trade. Just starting up here, actually. Yeah, obviously green's in a really rough spot here, and town center is kind of perpetually under siege. Hard to say, they just have scorpions here right now, but like this battering ram here, there's nothing here that can really deal with rams. Yeah, I could see that going down pretty soon. They don't get some help. Still asking for help over here for some reason. If you look at where it's flaring. Yeah, well, certainly they can't go 2 versus 1. I think we've just seen that. And Kuman's now getting their elite unit, the Kipchak, and we're also getting Cavalier. Probably, I would think, Paladin at some point here. Hard to say if it has the gold for that quite yet, because I haven't really seen much in the way of trade. I guess we have a little bit of trade. Wasn't really looking for it. And this town center just barely holding on. I think the AI will repair it sometimes, but apparently not now. It's unfortunate because it's trying to send villagers here to protect them, but it looks like it's already fully garrisoned, so they're just sort of hanging around getting shot. Or getting picked off by these light cav. Which, ooh, +4 pierce armor. I think these skirmisher shots are only going to be doing 1 damage. HD AI is going to need an answer to the paladins, though, because paladins are the biggest threat, I'm seeing here. So the HDAI also getting trade up. That's good, though not quite as much, it seems, as the other team. And a little bit stalled out here. And then kind of stopped with the battle elephants. I think they were a good choice. I guess maybe because of all the monks they stopped making those or something. And green's still asking for help, it looks like. That town center has managed to stay up, so I don't know why they stopped with the ram push, but didn't actually end up bearing that down. And now we've got Paladin coming out for Kumans, who just have everything. They also have Siege Onager, and I think Siege Ram as well. And I'm pretty sure the Paladins are fully upgraded, in fact a little faster than usual. So Kumans are entering their late game death ball. A little bit unfortunate hill here because purple's going to get some hill advantage on anything that's over here. But purple would really need some trebuchets to take advantage of that. Blue definitely looks ready to push out here. That's a pretty overwhelming force. I think it could go 1 versus 2 on this side. What is this? A town center moving forward. That's kind of a power move right there. Obviously very confident in its push on that side. Even sending in a few of the mercenary Kipchak units. Using the Kuman unique tech. And meanwhile, this is really the story here that, for me, is the red player. You can see, look at that score, fully boomed. Where are the populations here? Look at that kill to death ratio, more than 4 to 1, more than 5 to 1. Most of that before the Kipchaks and Paladins came out. And almost 170 villagers. It's 169 there for a sec. Meanwhile, yellow is still in Castle Age here, so yep. And same thing with orange. So orange also is not going to be able to hold up to blue. So blue and red actually both having a really good boom here, and it looked pretty even between blue and orange there at the beginning. But the new AI can just really kick it into the next level and really boom, whereas we're not seeing as much come from orange or purple and teal. Yeah, so I think yellow's dead here pretty soon. And for me, the disappointing thing is we haven't really seen, yeah, even here, like with Bulgarians, we're not really seeing any gold units. So teal's just sitting on a bunch of gold, so he's got 12 units collecting gold, and I'm not sure where all that gold is going, because I'm not really seeing gold units. Let's see, 1 Cavalier, 2 Cavalier. I mean, it's making a few, but its economy hasn't been rated, so it should be doing what red's doing right now. And instead, it's just spamming a ton of trash units. Lithuanians, I don't mind, is going a lot of trash, but again, we have 36 units collecting gold, and I'm not seeing any gold units out here. And this is most of their units. So finally, a trebuchet, I think that would be good. I think the window to pressure blue is kind of over now, though. Blue's definitely going to be able to hold any offensive you do. And meanwhile, red's just running around completely uncontested on the map. And I think orange's days are numbered here. If we've got... These arbalasts actually outrange the town center, and they'll shoot at the villagers instead of shooting at the town center. So they'll just sit here and just shoot these. And just pick off villagers until orange finally resigns. And this 222 thing, I think, actually means attack. So it's like a more forceful order to attack, but I might be wrong about that. I'm not sure why yellow's saying to attack, because yellow's pretty much dead here. Yeah, I don't know how you stop what red's got at this point. We even got Siege coming in with Kipchaks, we got Paladin. I'm not seeing anything from teal that tells me that you can stop this. And meanwhile, on the other side, even purple is getting taken out here by blue. So I think blue can 2 versus 1 orange and purple at this point, mostly because orange is in such a weakened state. I like the odd elephant. I wish I'd gone a little bit more heavy on elephants, but I mean, it kind of makes sense because there were so many monks from both orange and purple. Kind of makes sense not to have gone heavy on elephant, but I just always like to see that. And what is this mass migration? Oh, we're getting... You know, green actually came back. Green was in a really tough spot there, like 30 to 40 minutes when green was 2 versus 1. And it looked like it was going to lose... Yeah, it must have repaired whatever... I think it was this town center. Did end up repairing it and rebooming, but it was in a tough spot, and now it's actually going out and contributing. Still in Castle Age, so a little slow. Hasn't even clicked up quite yet. But now we're getting fighting in the streets, and... Yeah, how do you stop this now as teal? especially as you're losing all your trade cards. Like your trade's right here. It's a little unfortunate. One reason I think the new AI does have more gold than the old one is it does have better trade routes. Like if you look really far back, really safe, and really far apart. So using the maximum distance to get the most gold. Whereas new AI, you don't see that. It's not making use of anything down there. It's not even taking this gold. And there was no market up here. Little efficiency things like that, meaning then you don't have gold units. Now, it is trying to make a few paladins here, and I think that would have been the right call, but 10, 15 minutes in the game earlier. By this point, it's just obviously way too late. And nice to see that it's making a conic there, because I wasn't sure if it'd be able to make the new civilization's unique units, but clearly it can. But I think Orange, I didn't see Orange resign yet, or he hasn't resigned yet, but I think Orange is going to be out. I think Orange is going to be defeated. I think once his town center is gone, I think that's it for Orange. So Blue managing to actually hold off Purple there while also taking out Orange. Nice job there. And at this point, 2 versus 1 against Teal is kind of over, to be honest. But so it's interesting to see how they work together. I'm not sure why Green's pulling back here. Maybe pulling back to get upgrades or something. It seems like Green is Imperial Age. But yeah, very impressive play by Red. I think the impressive part to me there was that Red was actually keeping an eye on both flanks at the same time. So it was supporting Blue's push, and then at the same time sent some pretty nice raids in on Yellow, took out a lot of Yellow's momentum and economy. A couple times maybe left Green out to dry, let's be honest, but obviously enough to help Green win that side, which at the end of the day is the important part. And Blue also did a really good job, actually holding off 2 of them for a while there and booming up. So I'm not sure the HD AI necessarily made the best use of these new civilizations. I don't know how much of a factor that was. I really hope I didn't affect the results by making that go random civ, but like I said, we did see a few of the right units. It's just, I think they just got outplayed. I mean, HD AI is no joke, man. Like, it's hard. You need to know what you're doing if you want to beat the hardest HD AI. I mean, you don't have to be like a pro at the game, but certainly you have to be quite strong. And in order to take on 2 of them at once, the new AI's got to be pretty good. It really likes to ask for resources, though. It's a little bit needy. But I guess that's good. One person's needy is another person's communication, right? Now, one thing it might look like here is they sort of steamroll the last few of them is that they completely dominated this game, and I'm not sure that's totally the case, though. There were a few places there I thought the game could have gone the other way. I think if the HD AIs had pushed Green a little bit more and taken out Green, then it would have been a 4 versus 2. I think they could have won that. I give a lot of credit to the Green AI for actually holding on and fighting that off, and obviously Red as well for supporting them. And yeah, I think we knew that was going to end there pretty quick. But yeah, after losing this hill, and I think it's kind of hard to see now, I think this was the original town center. I think there's a second town center here, and that one got taken out by the Rams, and this one was on fire. I genuinely thought that was going to go down with a few more Rams, which would have left them on 1 town center. Green could have pretty easily been knocked out of that game, but just managed to hold on until, like I said, Red had a chance to fully boom up. And interesting to see how quickly Red was able to go. It was just a little after 17 minutes, I thought. Although, I guess we'll check the stats there. Kind of want to see the timeline first. Yeah, something like 17 minutes, which is very fast for Red to go to Castle Age. So really nice job there. That's exactly what you want from the Pocket Player. You can see a little bit faster than those HD AI, while even going up to Feudal Age a little bit sooner. So you'd think that would weaken your economy. Not quite as great kill ratio as it was there for a while, but still really solid kill ratio. Actually great kill ratio for all of them except for Incas, but you normally don't have a great kill ratio with Incas. They specialize in sort of weaker counter units that are cost effective. And you can see none of the HD AI managed to have a very good ratio. Our largest army was actually Teal. That's interesting. And you can see the newest AI is much better about sending resources to each other, whereas you look at the HD ones, nothing was really sent, just 500 resources. And advanced time shall be pretty similar. They all felt pretty similar to me. Maybe not Castle Age because we had a couple, yeah, 17 minutes, yeah. And very nice economy there for blue. We managed to boom really well, which is what you want to do as Khmer for sure. Their thing is kind of really expensive, highly population efficient units, so you need a lot of villagers for that. Well, I had no idea how balanced that was going to be, and I feel like that was pretty balanced for a long time, and I actually could have seen that go either way. Sometime around here, as they were hitting Imperial Age, and we sort of had yellow getting knocked out, and we had green almost being knocked out. Like, look where green was at. There was a period there that yellow had more villagers than green, and yet green just exploded right back. And just that resilience is something I'm not used to seeing from the HD AI. You can see, orange, for example, hit Castle Age, had no military, and just never really got it going again. So you can see there's definitely little subtle changes in how it plays. So pretty cool game. I was originally going to go 3 versus 5, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. I don't think they would have been able to do 3 versus 5. And I think this 3 versus 4 really showed the strength, especially in the red player, of how well it's able to coordinate with its allies, which is pretty cool to see. But that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.